Good evening and welcome to Mega News at 6 p.m. We begin tonight with major stories, making headlines both locally and internationally. Moving on to the major headlines, stay with us.
Ghana-Gabon deepened bilateral ties as Presidents Mahama and Oligui Nguema sign new cooperation agreements. In business, Chinese ambassador pledges support to help Ghana combat illegal mining. And on the international front, Mexican drug cartels expand meth operations to Nigeria, outsourcing production networks abroad.
You can watch us on all our social media platforms at MBN360. We have the details of these stories and more. My name is Nadede Gogu. Details of the stories coming up shortly. Now to our first story. Ghana and Gabon have taken a significant step towards strengthening bilateral relations after President John Dramani Mahama and Gabon's President General Brice Clotaire Oligui Nguema signed a series of memorandum of understanding aimed at expanding cooperation in key sectors including trade, energy, infrastructure, and regional security.
Ghana and Gabon have strengthened their long-standing friendship with the signing of new memoranda of understanding during an official meeting between President John Dramani Mahama and President General Brice Clotaire Oligui Nguema. The agreements are expected to enhance collaboration in strategic sectors, including trade, investment, energy, infrastructure development, agriculture, and security cooperation. Addressing a joint media briefing, President Mahama described the partnership as a new chapter in relations between the two West and Central African nations, stressing the importance of working together to drive economic transformation and regional stability.
State investment flows and create an enabling environment for businesses in both countries to collaborate in the areas of manufacturing, agribusiness, transport and logistics, infrastructure development, financial services, and value addition.
President Oligui Nguema reaffirmed Gabon's commitment to closer ties with Ghana, expressing optimism that the agreements would create new opportunities for businesses, strengthen people-to-people relations, and promote shared prosperity.
After the recent measures that were taken with respect to decisions that the French government took regarding scholarships for foreign students, and I think that it will be proper for us to look into this direction to see how universities here in Ghana can welcome our students. We cannot compromise the future of our youth and also the construction of our universities in Gabon, because scholarships fees in France have increased, and we have decided to redirect our youth to other African countries. It is the same training that is available in our fellow African countries, and I think that we can have discussions in this.
The two leaders also exchanged views on regional peace and security, economic integration within Ghana, and the need to accelerate implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. The visit underscores the growing diplomatic engagement between Accra and Libreville as both countries seek to expand cooperation for mutual development. The newly signed agreements are expected to pave the way for increased trade, investment, and stronger collaboration between Ghana and Gabon in the years ahead.
Moving on, the Supreme Court has upheld the prosecutorial powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor after dismissing a suit challenging an institution's authority. The ruling is being seen as a major boost to Ghana's anti-corruption efforts.
The Supreme Court has dismissed a suit challenging the prosecutorial powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, affirming that the institution is legally empowered to investigate and prosecute corruption and corruption-related offenses. The court's decision reinforces the constitutional and statutory mandate of the OSP, allowing it to continue carrying out its anti-corruption responsibilities without legal uncertainty over its prosecutorial authority. The ruling is expected to strengthen ongoing and future investigations, as well as prosecutions involving allegations of corruption, abuse of public office, and related offenses. Legal analysts say the judgment provides greater clarity on the powers of the special prosecutor and could bolster public confidence in the country's anti-corruption framework. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has consistently maintained that its mandate is grounded in law and is essential to promoting accountability, transparency, and the rule of law. The Supreme Court's decision marks a significant legal victory for the Office of the Special Prosecutor and is expected to shape the future of anti-corruption enforcement in Ghana.
Also, the Supreme Court has delivered a landmark ruling with major implications for Ghana's political landscape, ordering political parties to end the delegate voting system in their internal election. The decision is expected to influence how parties elect their leaders and presidential candidates.
The Supreme Court has ordered political parties in Ghana to abolish the delegate voting system used in electing party executives and presidential candidates. The ruling follows a legal challenge over the constitutionality of limiting voting rights to selected delegates during internal party elections. According to the court, political parties must ensure that their electoral processes comply with constitutional principles governing democratic participation and fairness. The decision is expected to require political parties to review their constitutions and electoral guidelines to align with the court's directive. Political analysts say the ruling could significantly expand participation in internal party elections, giving more registered party members a direct voice in choosing their leaders. The judgment is also expected to spark discussions among political parties and electoral stakeholders on the practical implementation of a more inclusive voting system. The Supreme Court's ruling marks a significant development in Ghana's democratic evolution and could fundamentally change how political parties conduct internal elections in the years ahead.
Away to Parliament. The minority in Parliament is raising concerns over what it describes as government failure to implement projects valued at more than 30 million Ghana cedis. The caucus says the delays are affecting communities and slowing national development.
The Minority Caucus in Parliament has alleged that government has left projects worth over 30 billion Ghana cedis unexecuted despite budgetary allocations and public commitments. According to the caucus, the affected projects span key sectors including roads, education, healthcare, water supply, and other essential infrastructure needed to improve living conditions and stimulate economic growth. The minority argues that the prolonged delays have denied many communities access to critical public services while exposing the state to escalating project costs. The caucus is calling on governments to publish a comprehensive list of the affected projects, explain the reasons for their non-execution, and provide a clear roadmap for their completion. It further urged the administration to prioritize the completion of ongoing projects to ensure value for money and maximize the benefits of public investment. Government has yet to issue an official response to the claims. The allegations are expected to fuel debate over public expenditure, infrastructure delivery, and accountability as Parliament continues its oversight of government spending.
Moving to the health sector, the Ministry of Health is sounding the alarm over the prevalence of hepatitis B in Ghana. Health authorities say an estimated 3 million Ghanaians are living with the disease, many without knowing their status.
The Ministry of Health has warned that nearly 3 million Guineans are currently living with hepatitis B, making it one of the country's most significant public health concerns. Health officials say many infected persons remain unaware of their condition because the disease often shows no symptoms in its early stages. Without early diagnosis and treatment, hepatitis B can lead to serious complications including liver cirrhosis, liver failure, and liver cancer. The ministry is urging the public to take advantage of screening programs, get vaccinated if they are not infected, and seek prompt medical care if they test positive. Health experts also encourage pregnant women to undergo hepatitis B testing during antenatal care to help prevent mother-to-child transmission. The ministry reaffirmed its commitments to strengthening public awareness, expanding access to testing and treatment, and working towards the elimination of viral hepatitis as a public health threat.
When you look at the data, the regional data, the northern part of Ghana is leading, and we are suspecting that there are so many practices in terms of scarifications, in terms of tribal marks that people do without using the sterilized ones, and because it's mother to child, the mother having it is going to be transmissible to so many people. When you look at how people used to circumcise children, you can have one person who would come and gather all the children in the village and trying to circumcise them using the same blade or whatever other scissors. So when they finish circumcising people, then they are bringing them one after the other, and they were not wearing gloves, and the children, they were nothing really to clean apart from rags. And that is what we are thinking could contribute. There are other factors that are really also contributing.
In other stories, the Member of Parliament for Akwatia has expressed concerns over reports of illegal mining activities taking place close to a police station in the constituency. The MP says the development raises serious questions about law enforcement and the fight against galamsey.
The Member of Parliament for Akwatia has described as unacceptable the reported operation of illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey, near a police station in the constituency. According to the MP, the situation undermines public confidence in the enforcement of mining and environmental laws and highlights the urgent need for stronger action against illegal mining. The lawmaker called on the relevant security agencies and regulatory institutions to investigate the matter thoroughly and ensure that those responsible are held accountable. The MP stressed that illegal mining continues to pose a serious threat to water bodies, forests, farmlands, and local livelihoods, warning that failure to act decisively could worsen environmental degradation. The call comes amid renewed national efforts to intensify the fight against galamsey and safeguard Ghana's natural resources for future generations. The Akwatia MP is urging authorities to act without delay, insisting that no individual or group should be allowed to operate outside the law, regardless of where the illegal activity takes place.
Let's go for a break. Up next is Business News with Juliet Yaira Afu.
So there's some local fast. Baba, me again. Let's go yale. Me call you mum. Who hear me? Menti me and sent my friend doctor after when I'm crossing over. See what we swear any. She has malaria. Hey, malaria. Oh, what they say with the router? Me copy the absence here. A draw in a friend router mixer. Yeah, come on, malaria draw. And running water. So Gap trap and the draw crew abaso body assay. Wabo Ruta mixture abaso. Ruta natural products and one Ruta mixture. Yeah, the kutia a treat. Ruta tonic and the Ruta life one. And who a finish the bunny, a finish NASA support the immune system. Ruta de Obiasia, FDA, and the drinking crap to ya.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now let's do some business news with me, Juliet Yaira Afu. In our first business story, China has pledged to deepen its cooperation with Ghana in the fight against illegal mining. The commitment was made by the Chinese ambassador, who reaffirmed his country's support for efforts to protect Ghana's environment and natural resources.
China's ambassador to Ghana has pledged his country's commitment to supporting Ghana's fight against illegal mining, describing environmental protection and responsible resource management as shared priorities. The ambassador said China is ready to work closely with the government of Ghana and relevant institutions to curb illegal mining activities, particularly where foreign nationals may be involved. He stressed that China does not support unlawful mining operations and encourage Chinese citizens and companies operating in Ghana to comply fully with the country's laws and regulations. The ambassador also called for stronger collaboration between the two countries in law enforcement, information sharing and public education to address the challenges posed by Galamsey. The assurance comes as Ghana intensifies efforts to combat illegal mining, which continues to threaten forests, water bodies, agricultural land and local livelihoods. Government has repeatedly stated could continue to attract investor interest if current economic trends are sustained. The Ghana Stock Exchange has recorded strong performance in recent months, supported by improved corporate earnings, easing inflation and growing optimism over Ghana's economic recovery. Market watchers say future movements on the exchange will also depend on inflation trends, fiscal discipline, and broader global economic conditions. Analysts believe that if economic stability is maintained, the Ghana Stock Exchange could continue its positive trajectory, offering attractive opportunities for investors and supporting broader economic growth.
That's all for business with me, Juliet Yaira Afu. Up next is sports with Wendy Lati.
And 0240 and 0241 972076. Locate us at Teshinungwa Estate, number 8 Coconut Street, directly behind A-Life Supermarket. Shiloh Guest House, where comfort meets warmth.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Mega News at 6 on MBN TV, and I'm Wendy Lati. Now, in the world of sports, Ghana will be chasing another medal at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games as para-sprinter Aford Adai lines up the meter to 100 meters final. The Ghanaian athlete is hoping to convert a strong form into a place on the podium. Ghana's hopes of securing another medal at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games will rest on para-athlete Aford Adai as he competes in the men's T4 700 meters final. Adai booked his place in the final after he composed an impressive performance in the preliminary rounds, keeping Ghana's medal ambitions alive on the track. The Ghanaian sprinter will face a highly competitive field, with some of the Commonwealth's fastest T47 athletes battling for the gold, silver and bronze medals. A podium finish for Adai would mark a significant achievement for Ghana's para-athletics program and add to the country's campaign at the Games. Officials and supporters remain optimistic that the Ghanaian sprinter can rise to the occasion and deliver a medal-winning performance on one of the biggest stages in Commonwealth sports. All eyes will be on Aford Adai as he takes to the track, with Ghanaians hoping his speed and determination will earn the nation a place on the Commonwealth Games podium. Still in sports, Ghana's hopes of presenting a strong women's 4x100 meters relay team at the 2026 Commonwealth Games have suffered a major setback after sprinter Anita Efriye has sustained an injury scare during an opening 200 meters heat in Glasgow.
Ghana's women's 4x100 meter relay ambitions have been thrown into uncertainty after Anita Afrifa pulled up injured during the women's 200 meters heat at the 2026 Commonwealth Games. Afrifa, who was expected to play a key role in Ghana's relay campaign, reportedly felt pain in her right knee midway through the race and was unable to finish. The sprinter had been returning from an earlier setback suffered during Team Ghana's pre-games training camp in Derby, making the latest injury a concern for the technical team. Team Ghana's medical staff is assessing the severity of the injury before a decision is made on whether Afrifa can feature in the relay event. Her possible absence would be a significant blow to Ghana's medal hopes as the country targets a strong showing in the sprint event in Glasgow.
That's all for today on the sports segment. Coming up is the entertainment news with Farah Ayi.
MBN Jasuni from Ejahima. Sawupa MBN Jasua from 0245 88 2128. MBN Jasu coming home na yendi eja at the right place.
Good evening and welcome back from that break. My name is Farah Ayi. Now in the world of entertainment, the first trailer for the highly anticipated film adaptation of Tomi Adeyemi's best-selling fantasy novel, Children of Blood and Bone, has been released, showcasing a powerful cast featuring Cynthia Erivo, Damson Idris, Viola Davis, Idris Elba, and Regina King.
A magical African kingdom comes alive on screen as Paramount unveils the first trailer for Children of Blood and Bone. The fantasy epic follows Ziele Adebola, played by the South African actress Thuso Mbedu, as she fights to restore magic to the kingdom of Orisha after a brutal regime wipes it out and kills her mother. The film features an impressive lineup of international stars, including Ghanaian British actress Cynthia Erivo, British Nigerian actor Damson Idris, Viola Davis, Idris Elba, Regina King, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Amandla Stengbeng. Directed by Prince By The Wood, the movie brings together breathtaking landscapes, powerful performances, and a strong centered story on identity, resistance, and reclaiming lost power. Based on Tomi Adeyemi's 2018 best-selling novel, Children of Blood and Bone is scheduled to arrive in cinemas and IMAX on January 15, 2027.
Also in our final story, for entertainment news, Ghanaian Afrobeats and soul sensation Jackie is set to thrill fans in Kumasi with a major live concert as the award-winning artist returns to the Garden City for an unforgettable musical experience.
Ghanaian star Jackie has announced the return of her much-anticipated live concert in Kumasi, promising fans a night of exceptional performances, live music, and memorable moments. The event, dubbed Jackie Live, is expected to bring together music lovers from across the country as the singer delivers performances of some of her biggest hits. The concert is scheduled for Saturday, August 8, 2026 in Kumasi, with the red carpet beginning at 5 p.m. and the main show at 7 p.m. Known for her unique blend of Afrobeats, high life, and soulful melodies, Jackie continues to strengthen her position as one of Ghana's leading voices on the global music scene.
And that's all for the entertainment news. My name is Farah Ayi. Up next is the international news with Dede Gugu.
Hello, are you building your dream home, office, and now project? You need the best stone to make it stand out. Se ebadan papa a yebesi a wudema abo fonko na wubemu. Ene na enwane Flower Stone Works. What I hanum say, you will stone type of it to say. Sakwa cutting stones, cutting shears, crumble cutting brown, sheer granite grey, clippy cutting stones, crumble cutting black, and a breaking shares. Flower Stone Works delivers a durability, beauty, and style. Na yet so your boss ewe ye jumum emani dimu ankasa. I mean, one stone at a time. Wobet me afre wa machu for isu 0555 512 995. Me see susu beam 0555 512 995.
Flower Stone Works.
Beauty is money.
Welcome back from that break. On the international front, Mexican drug cartel are increasingly turning it to Nigeria as a location for parts of their methamphetamine production operations, according to security analysts, highlighting the growing global reach of organized crime networks and the challenges facing international drug enforcement agencies.
Mexican drug cartels, long associated with large-scale production and trafficking of synthetic drugs, are reportedly expanding their operations beyond Latin America by establishing links with criminal networks in Nigeria. Investigations by international law enforcement agencies have revealed that some cartel-linked groups have sought to move elements of methamphetamine production to countries where they can exploit weaker enforcement systems, access precursor chemicals, and operate through local criminal networks. Nigeria's strategic location, large population, and existing trafficking routes have made it a target for international organized crime groups seeking new bases for drug production and distribution. Authorities say criminal networks often recruit local operatives, provide technical expertise, and establish clandestine laboratories to manufacture synthetic drugs before moving them through regional and international routes. The development has raised concerns among security officials about the need for stronger intelligence sharing, tighter monitoring of chemical supplies, and increased cooperation between African and international law enforcement agencies. Experts warn that the growth of synthetic drug production in Africa could worsen public health challenges and fuel organized crime if not addressed through coordinated action.
To our last story, Japan is continuing rescue to recovery operations after a powerful earthquake struck the country, killing at least 13 people and triggering more than 100 aftershocks. Authorities have warned residents in affected areas to remain cautious as emergency teams assess damage and search of survivors.
A major earthquake has left parts of Japan counting the cost of destruction, with at least 13 people confirmed dead and dozens more injured. More than 100 aftershocks have been recorded following the powerful tremor, raising fears of further damage as rescue workers continue operations. Buildings have been damaged, infrastructure disrupted, and thousands of residents have been urged to stay alert amid continued seismic activity. Emergency crews are working around the clock to search affected communities, provide assistance to victims, and assess the full extent of the disaster. Japan, one of the world's most earthquake-prone nations, has strict building standards and disaster preparedness systems, but powerful earthquakes continue to pose a major threat. Authorities say monitoring will continue as aftershocks remain high risk in the coming days.
That's all for the 6 p.m. news, but before we go, let's take a recap of the major headlines.
Ghana-Gabon deepened bilateral ties as Presidents Mahama and Oligui Nguema sign new cooperation agreements. In business, Chinese ambassador pledges support to help Ghana combat illegal mining. And on the international front, Mexican drug cartels expand meth operations to Nigeria, outsourcing production networks abroad.
Business news was read by Juliet Yaira Afu. Sports, Wendy Lati. Entertainment, Farah Ai. My name is Nadia Degogo. See you same time tomorrow. Have a very good evening.